look, to me, it's all about hand-holding investors through this AI revolution. And I think we're looking, in our opinion, this is still only the second inning of the 9-inning game. And everything we see from all of our spending is about the multiplier. For every dollar spent on Godfather of AI, Jensen NVIDIA, on those chips, there's a $8 to $10 multiplier across the rest of tech, which is why I continue to believe that tech stocks are going to be up 25% into next year. And it's only 10 p.m. in this AI party that goes to 4 a.m.
Right, and you've been saying that for some time. I think you may have moved us an hour later. I'm not sure along the way.
It started off at 9 p.m. Now it's 10 p.m.
Okay, it's 10 p.m. Dan, there is this question as to, are investors going to start to demand to see a real return from all the investment that's been made, the hundreds of billions, frankly, that will have been invested and will be invested in the coming year as well by the hyperscalers, for example. Do you think that demand will be made, and will it be met?
Look, that's been the big question. I think we started to see that inflection point with the messy of Palantir. Because I think if you look at Palantir, that was the first one in the use case that we start to now see these things play out across enterprise. Then Salesforce, that was a huge moment where we saw from Benioff in terms of that last quarter. I actually think software is going to be the key. I think the use cases are expanding across the board. I mean, we have use cases and enterprises that we're talking to up 5x in terms of deploying AI and what I ultimately use cases even over the last 6 months. And I think that is going to be the key as this all plays out. Look, $2 trillion of CapEx, AI CapEx next 3 years. Fighting that is going to be tough, and that's what I continue to say. The bears can find AI in the spreadsheets. I get it. These companies have to execute. But execution's been there. Now it's going to be about the rest of tech. That's why we laid out. Those are the top 10 plays that we see for AI in 2025.
In terms of enterprise AI in particular, you think the two best software plays are Palantir and Salesforce. What are some examples of software companies that you are more doubtful of their AI potential?
Look, I think Adobe, you'd have to be a little more doubtful in terms of, what they can do. I think obviously still huge potential. I think when you look at, I think IBM's had a lot of success, but to me, it's really who are the ones proving it out. It's Palantir. It's Salesforce. I think it's MongoDB. It's Snowflake. I think Oracle's having a huge renaissance of growth. And then you're also going to see, with Khan done at the FTC, you are going to see M&A skyrocket across tech. These big tech players are going to get stronger, and they're going to get bigger. And I think that's going to be a huge theme that plays out across 2020.
When the 2024 curtain comes down, the stage is the stock market is ablaze with speculation, with two titans, Nvidia Corporation and Meta Platforms, making headlines. While Meta Platforms is quietly getting ready for what observers believe could be a huge rebound above its 50-day average, Nvidia finds itself in a precarious balance, holding firm near its pivotal 20-day averages, suggesting a potential change in the winds. These developments are creating a buzz among analysts and investors alike, almost as if there is an electric anticipation in the air. However, the question still stands: what's underneath these dynamic shifts? Let's examine the complex dance of these stocks in more detail. Examine the implications for possible investors and reveal the factors at work as 2025 starts. So, what implications does this have for Nvidia's stock? Let's explore that. But first, a big thank you to those of you who've stuck with us this far. Creating these videos takes significant effort and dedication, so if you're enjoying the content, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts on Nvidia stock in the comments. Your support truly helps us grow. Now, let's get back to the video.
Just tell me why I shouldn't be concerned if I own Palantir that it trades at 50 times sales and that the insiders have been selling hundreds of millions of dollars worth of stock in the last 6 weeks and it's gone vertical and they keep trying to goose it by getting into different index. It just feels like a very promotional situation for an admittedly strongly positioned company that just seems like it's become a little bit of a cult.
Yeah, look, Mike, I definitely, bull-bear debate, it's almost reached Tesla-like sort of emotional bull-bear debate on Palantir. Look, to me, it's really about, it's not about in the next year in terms of what this thing's trading at. I view it as, can Palantir be the next Oracle, the next Salesforce? if that's true, and I believe that's true, then this is a name that goes much higher from here. In terms of what you're talking about, I think that's why you got to focus on AIP as they prove out this sort of enterprise use cases. And can this be something that expands to ultimately 30-40% of this overall revenue? I think that's the key. But I don't get too caught up in some of the noise. I just focus on all of our checks. And that's why Palantir, look, the haters, they hate it as a teenager as a stock, despise it as a senior citizen. And I think this is a stock that has potential to be three-digit.
The stock price of Nvidia Corporation, which closed at $137.49, is right on the edge of its 20-day exponential moving average, displaying a delicate balance that can tip either way. Interestingly, Nvidia's price also lingers slightly below its 50-day simple moving average of $139.95, hinting at a potential area of resistance, but its position above the 200-day simple moving average of transitioning to Meta platforms is intriguing, according to Benzinga Pro Data's technical analysis of the stock market landscape. Since the stock is above its 50-day simple moving average, there appears to be an increase in momentum. With a current price below the 20-day simple moving average, Monday's finish puts it above the important moving averages, indicating an upward trend. Investors are stuck in suspense and waiting. It's almost comical to consider that the stock market reminds investors that they are in control of things just when they think they do. It's like a game of Guess Who, with unexpected twists and turns. Both stocks and the whispers of an AI-driven future appear to be on the verge of a revolutionary journey. To stay informed about the latest developments from Nvidia and the ever-changing stock market, consider subscribing to our investing tutorial channel. We provide daily updates on significant market shifts and key catalysts, so hit that subscribe button to ensure you never miss crucial information. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Nvidia stock, so please share your opinions in the comments below. Now, let's dive into today's video.
And I think NASDAQ 25,000 a year from now is something that we're going to start talking about going into the end of next year, early 26.
Yeah, so much of this, there it is, the last line there, so much of this depending on, the numbers are staggering. We talk about them all the time, quarter to quarter. But you think AI CapEx is going to exceed $1 trillion. Why? In 2025, I should say. Yeah, right. Why? Yeah.
It's everything we're seeing. Look, that's why we travel the globe, right? It's trying to understand where the AI CapEx is and what's happening in the market. I think Street's underestimating AI CapEx potential by 30 to 40%. And I think the biggest thing here is the multiplier. For every dollar spent on an NVIDIA chip, there's an 8 to 10 multiplier across the rest of tech. That's why you have names like the Messi of AI, Palantir. You have other use cases that are now starting to be in software, Salesforce, front and center. And this is just the beginning. It's get the popcorn out because the rest of tech now sees the benefit.
Behind the scenes, industry veterans like Jim Cramer are warning about Nvidia in particular. In a recent piece, Cramer pointed out a probable market correction for the computer behemoth based on its explosive growth and a potential reverse that, in his words, could be swift and brutal. The plot gets more complicated when you combine this with Nvidia's ongoing antitrust investigation in China for the acquisition of its Mellanox technologies. Mingyi Kuo, analyst at TF Securities, likens this legal obstacle to Qualcomm's previous difficulties portends a protracted resolution. Conversely, there is hope for Meta platforms. The excitement doesn't end there. JP Morgan recently increased its price target to $725, reinforcing the forecast with an overweight rating. Their analysis predicts strong growth in the internet sector by 2025, driven by a shift towards AI applications. The Truist Securities based on strong growth indicators, Youssef Squali also raised Meta's target price to $700. With both businesses poised for large AI investments, the stakes are higher than ever. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.
Although, Dan, people are still now this morning looking at Adobe's guide, on the back of it, Oracle's guide. Is there going to be some kind of pause or chance to breathe, you think, in early 25?
Yeah, Carl, I think there's definitely chances to breathe, but when I look at sell-offs in Oracle, sell-offs in Adobe, I think you buy these dips because it's where I see this going over the next 12, 18, 24 months. Because what we ultimately, how we view this all playing out is the use cases are now front and center. And the street will sell these off near term, just like we've seen other names sold off over the last year, whether it was Palantir, Tesla, Apple, and others. But now that AI revolution, it's coming, not just to the enterprise, but coming to the consumer, and that's through Cupertino, which is why I think Apple's going to be the first $4 trillion market cap, potentially by the end of this year or early 2025.
Do you buy Meta stock on the fact that Zuckerberg, as we just heard from President-elect Trump this morning, went to visit him, and Mar-a-Lago is giving money to the inaugural campaign? Bezos, he said, is going next week. We know Elon Musk, and it's worked for Tesla. Are these fundamental reasons to buy the stock?
Look, I think there's been early Christmas present, early holiday present when Khan's out at the FTC. I think it changes the dynamics. You can have massive deal making. We think deal making is going to be at more than 50%. In tech, and I think who's the strong are going to get stronger. That's going to benefit Meta. It's going to benefit Alphabet, clearly Amazon, and then the one that benefits the most is I think Musk and Tesla. It's our view at the end of 2025. We're likely staring what could be a $2 trillion market cap for Tesla on the autonomous vision.
In summary, both Nvidia and Meta platforms are at an interesting crossroads. Nvidia's steady performance and continuous stories about the market correction offer both opportunities and risks, and with shares up 149% so far this year, it attracts investors seeking growth in the face of market volatility. Although the consensus target price points to a bright future, caution is still essential given the regulatory obstacles. However, given its strategic AI investments and solid market positioning, Meta is poised for a bull run. The company's impressive year-to-date performance of 65.69% and encouraging analyst expectations make a good argument for prospective investors. As we start the new year, the relative uncertainty and potential benefits of these tech giants challenge us. Are you prepared to invest in the shifting tides of Nvidia and Meta platforms? Lastly, if you want to know what companies like Nvidia have been up to these past few days, click on the next video on your screen and I'll see you there. Its projected growth trajectory aligns with broader tech advancements, providing a compelling argument for an investment.